So this is my first look at a game called Craftae. I received this for free through Keymailer, and I just wanted to show you guys kind of my playthrough of it. So what we're doing here is just making a new account, obviously. New game, you make a new account. We're going to go ahead and play through the tutorial, and we're going to go ahead and do an overview with hands off. Don't quite know the difference, but here's our little owl, Ivis. Or Ives, I'm not sure exactly how to say it, but she's going to guide us. So she tells us that our enemies are going to try and come to attack our village, and it is our job to defend the village, but at the moment we don't really have a whole lot of resources to do so. So she's teaching us a little bit about how to move the map, scroll in, scroll out, all of those good things. Now she wants us to take the villager into the first biome. So we're going to go ahead and take this villager and plop him down into the plains biome. She's telling us about how to manipulate the game speed by speeding it up or pausing. And the first time that we explore, we get a cow, some water, and a bush. So our cow, all of the animals in the game, will move around the map. This is important because they defecate. And we get a food card after harvesting the bush, which is a berry. You can feed this berry to your villager. Now, she's going to show us how to grow food. You need to make soil. In order to make soil, we want to drag our villager onto the village and get something called new land. But it takes me a minute to figure that out here. There we go. Now we're going to take the villager to the village and get new land. Once we get the new land, we're going to drag a piece of poop on top of the new land. But at the moment, we're going to go ahead and harvest the new land. At least until our cow decides to give us some poop. There we go. Our cow pooped. We also got a tree, so let's go back to the village and get some new land. Then we can take the poop and put it on top of the new land, producing soil. We got a rock, we got some trees. By harvesting the village, we can get all kinds of stuff. See, now we have soil. With this soil, we want to gather a bush, grab a berry and drag it on the soil, and then water the soil. And that will produce us a berry bush over time. So that's the basics so far. You get berries from bushes, you get wood from trees, you get sticks from trees, and you also get apples from trees. So now we have another berry bush that we had planted. Each bush gives you 3 berries. So if you plant all 3 berries from the bushes, you triple your berry count. You can turn 3 berries into 9 berries. In order to get more villagers, we need to stack 3 berries on top of the village. That produces another villager. Another villager means more mouths to feed, but more people to help you work. Now it's asking us to build a well, and a couple of other things. But before we do that, we've got a visitor on the way. The goblin camp is ready to attack. Now these enemies, they spawn with a certain amount of health and a certain amount of attack. The first guy to spawn is not going to be difficult. He's going to be a 1 attack, 1 HP enemy. So he should be extremely easy. While an enemy is out, you cannot pause the game until the enemy is dead. In order to heal your villager after a fight, you need to feed them food. Villagers do not attack automatically. You have to drag them on top of the card. Killing an enemy gives you a bone. The next enemies are going to be stronger, so we need to prepare. To do that, we're going to make a practice sword in order to turn our villager into a squire. For that, we need a tree. I was attempting to get a stick, but an apple will do too. There we go, we've got a piece of wood. So now we can craft this piece of wood into a stick. As soon as I stop ADHDing myself into the void, hello, I need to drag a villager onto the piece of wood to get a stick. Earth the cat, hello. This game is not the best game for people with ADHD, as you can see. It's been a few minutes and I still have not crafted a stick. I now have 4 pieces of wood on the board and no stick. I have 5 pieces. There we go. Now we're crafting a stick. Good job. Yay, a stick. Now we got 2 pieces of wood and a stick, and that will make us a practice sword. And there we go. We've got a practice sword. Now, combining a villager with the practice sword is going to turn them into a squire. But just like before with the stick, I am so ADHD that I can't figure out what I am doing, and it takes me quite a while to figure out what to actually do. Drag the sword on the villager, please. Hello? This game honestly is not this hard. I'm just kind of stupid sometimes, so excuse me. Look at this. I'm just dragging my villagers around and looking around at the map. What are you doing? Drag the sword. Drag the sword on the villager! Oh my goodness, I am... Yep. We're gonna starve to death with 2 milk on the ground that we can drink. Guys, this is why you watch my channel, right? Hello? Your dudes are starving to death. Feed them! Kitty, what are you doing? Feed your dudes. You have milk. There's one dead. And there's two dead. Oh my goodness. This is not a game for people like me, but I did not stop playing this thing for hours. As you can see, I'm not good at this game yet. In my defense, it is my first time playing this game, or any games like it, but I played this thing, I guarantee you, for hours. I'll have to check my runtime. So, with a lone villager and a brain the size of a peanut, I stare at the screen until my poor other little dude keels over. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just sitting there. I'm just bleh. And we got defeated. Let's try that again, shall we? So we go to the goblin camp, and then we go and add the plains and the... Well, I meant to add the plains, but I ended up adding the forest and the mountains. Oops. This is probably not going to go well. And we load back up, load back in, and let's see what we got. Let's send the villager to... I guess the first thing we're doing is harvesting the village this time, because I'm confused where my plains biome went. I told you I have a brain the size of a peanut. My first harvest is a tree, and then I continue harvesting the village. My next harvest is a rock, and I still continue harvesting the village. And my next one was new lands, so now I decide to actually put them in the forest. From the forest, I gather a tree and some water. Then I gather another tree, some water, and a bush. Then I gather another tree, a cotton plant, and some more water. That uses up the forest biome, so I head to the mountains. In the mountains, I find a sheep and a rock and another tree. Then I get some water. Then I get some more rocks and some more water. And that's the mountain biome completely used up. By now, I really need some food. As you can tell, my villager is just about ready to starve to death. So, time to harvest some berries. So naturally, instead of harvesting berries, I harvest the new land. And what comes from the new land is a cow. So, now I'm looking at my villager like, oh, you're about to starve. What do I do with you? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I should harvest the bush? My villager almost starves to death before I actually harvest the bush. And then instead of feeding the villager, I start dragging things around like mad. Because I have no idea what I'm doing. After checking the recipes for a moment on how to make soil again, I return to the map and still, somehow, don't know what to do. But thankfully I feed my poor villager before he starves to death, and gather another berry. And then I'm out of berries, and there's the freaking goblin. So I take out the goblin. For some reason, I'm harvesting the bone and make the bone meal. And then I'm still standing here, starving to death. I told you, I have no brain cells. I finally feed him, and I'm standing here thinking, how do I get more food? Oh, I know, I need soil. So I'm gonna plant my last berry while my poor dude is starving to death. Oh my goodness, I have the brain the size of a peanut. I'm telling you. So here we go, let's take bets. Is the villager gonna die first, or is the plant gonna grow? My wages on the villager going to die first. And game over. Well, I guess we're trying again now. I told you guys, I love this game, I'm just really bad at it. I hope you're enjoying laughing at me, just like I'm laughing at me. Okay, take 3, guys. This time I want the plains and the forest. And let's go. Drag the guy onto the plains. And immediately pause, because why not? And we get a bush and some water. And next we get another bush and some more water. Let's harvest this bush and put it on the village so that I can get immediately another villager. It helps to have 2 starting out, at the very least. There we go, now we've got a village, and we're gonna harvest a couple more berries here. With the berry bush depleted, I go to the plains. The plains gives me a chicken, a bush, and some water. And that's it for the plains. So, harvesting the bush is the next idea. My villager pops out, and now I've got 2 villagers. Put the villager on the forest, and it pops out a tree, some water, and a bush. I set up to grow another garden by putting the poop on the new land and turning it into soil. And then I put a berry and some water so I can make a berry bush. It's almost time for the goblins to attack, so I fed my villagers and get prepared to fight the goblin. I end up finding a cow from one of the new lands, which is pretty nice. And I go ahead and plant another berry to get another bush going. And there's the goblin. Boom. And he's gone. The more I play this game, the further I get, but honestly, it's definitely not for everyone, but I'm enjoying it. It's certainly not made for people like me, people with ADHD and attention problems. This is made for smart people, and I feel smart playing it, even though I barely get past the first boss. To prepare for the next goblin, I craft a practice sword. This is definitely farther than I've got last time, and I put the practice sword on my villager, which turns him into a squire and completely fills his food bar. That's a useful tip. If a villager is about to starve to death, turn them into a squire. That is some incredibly useful information. We've gotten pretty far, and I've got quite the sustainable village, so I made another villager. Now I have 3 mouths to feed. Let me plant this apple and see about getting an apple tree. Alright, now that I have an apple tree, I can harvest this apple tree for more apples. I harvested the tree, and for some reason, the apple went straight into my villager, and he ate it, which was interesting, but okay. Now I have 2 apples, and I'm gonna make another apple tree. And the goblin is about to attack. Thankfully, I do have my squire right next to the goblin camp. I put my villager on to harvest the rock. I don't actually know what you get from rock yet. Finally, the goblin spawns, and I take it out with my squire. Now, these so far have been pretty simple. They've been 1 and 1. But soon, I'm gonna need 2 squire. Now, if you look up at the top right, I'm at 40 out of 40 cards, and this is not a good thing, because as you'll see in just a moment, boom, it turns red. Now, what this means is that I've gone over my card limit. When I'm over my card limit, my villagers eat twice as fast. Or technically, starve twice as fast. So, there are 2 fixes to this. Get rid of 1 card, which I did there by feeding them, or build a shed. I want to build a shed, but I end up messing around and not doing anything productive. You know me by now. My chickens are laying so many eggs. I have tons of apple trees, so I'm going to harvest those. I have stuff basically all over the place. I have 34 out of 40 cards, which is only growing. And now I'm at 36 out of 40, and now I'm at 38 out of 40, I believe. And things are going a little nuts. And now I got attacked by a wolf. The reason I got attacked by a wolf is because there are bones out. However, because I have a bone, I can feed it to the wolf and get a wolf companion. So I'm going to do just that. Let's figure out where the wolf is. To do that, you just click on the icon. There he is. So let's feed our little guy a bone. And there we go. We've got a wolf companion. The wolf will act as a guardian for your farm, or whatever this is. I'm calling it a farm. It will guard against rats. Also, did you notice that one of my villagers died? It starved to death. With all of this food around, it starved to death. Because I forgot to feed it. Time to start over again. I am not quitting until I beat this boss. So here we are on a 5th run after restarting, and unfortunately this one doesn't go well either. It starts out first by having too many cards, and the chickens have wandered off of the screen and have been pooping all over the place. So I am unaware exactly how much poop is on my map. So now the poop countdown starts. Aha, there's our poop. Okay, I've got poop there, and I've probably got more poop in other places too. So, the poop countdown is starting, and I'm not sure where the hell the other poop is, but I'm trying to turn this poop into manure, and then a wolf attacks. The timing is freaking impeccable. I do manage to turn the poop into manure, so that's gone for now, but now, where the heck is this pesky wolf? Oh great, now the freaking poop is back again. And then when I scroll up, I find the poop. Goodness gracious, stop pooping, chickens! Now I'm looking for the bone to try and feed the wolf. And there's the bone. And he keeps killing my chickens, which honestly, thank you. But now I have too many cards again. Oh my goodness. And there's only 17 seconds before the poop plague. And my people are starving. And I have too many cards on the map. And there's way too much poop on the map. I'm cooked. So all I can do is really try and fix it. But honestly, there's probably no fixing this. I try to feed my villagers, try to get rid of the poop, but honestly it takes way too long to make the poop into manure. So the poop countdown timer starts, and now I have rats everywhere. And my poor wolf kills some of the rats. We do manage to fight off the rat infestation. Poor wolf is just about dead, but at least we did it. So now, what's next? Oh right, the goblin. The goblin is next. Okay, I need my squire to fight the goblin, but the squire is harvesting apples. There we go. Okay, squire, come here. No, maybe the wolf? Oh, and I killed my wolf. Well, that sucks. Now I need another wolf companion. So I've got all this food lying around, and for some reason, I'm starving my poor villagers. Look, they're both starving. That one's almost in the red, and that one is in the red. I'm gonna kill all these chickens because they keep killing me with all these freaking piles of poop. Stop pooping on everything. Freaking chickens. Kitty, feed your freaking villagers! Holy, you have so much food and you're just letting them starve. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, this is pretty much how I lose every single one of these games, is by starving to death while I have so much food lying on the ground that I could feed them. But no, we'll just sit here and watch as I dumbly don't feed my dudes and they just starve to death. No, it's fine. Everything's fine, Kitty. We don't need to feed our villagers, you know? Yeah, just stack the food next to them. That's a great idea. Oh my goodness gracious. Are you guys screaming at your screen too? Because playing this back, I am screaming at myself. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, feed the villagers. Goodness freaking moly gracious. Holy moly. Do I not know that I can feed my villagers milk? It's green. It's food. Feed it. Thank you. Thank you. Oh look, I do have brain cells. They just have to be activated. I take it back. I stopped growing my apple tree by placing water on top of the freaking apple tree that was growing. What is wrong with me? What am I doing? I'm just clicking random stuff and dragging random cards onto random piles. What am I doing? Guys, I swear I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm just this dumb. Look at this. I have too many cards on the map, so now my dudes are starving twice as fast. So now I'm wasting all of my food trying to keep them from starving. I have so many cards on the map, I don't know what to do with it all. I have a freaking well right there that the water is sitting right next to. The water needs to be dragged to the well, and then I wouldn't have all the water sitting around, which wouldn't... Oh my goodness. Holy... Please, drag it to the well. Holy, oh my goodness. Going back and rewatching these is slightly painful because I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't need to start a new run here, but apparently that's what I'm doing. This is why I never beat anything. Okay, take 752. So I got this little thing called a creek, and I'm harvesting it. And out comes a friggin' crab. Now if you look at this crab, it is a 1-2. So I kill my villager by attacking it twice. Now for a new run, again. And here we go. We're doing a little bit here. We've got a couple villagers. We've got some pretty good resources lying around. And guess what? Now we have way too many freaking items on the map. Oh boy. I thought I could do this, but I can't. And I don't have a well to get rid of the water this time around. And I've got so much of it. I literally have the resources to make a well right there. So I'm going to drag this squire on top of it. This guy I have harvesting wood for some reason when I'm already over the cap of items. I don't have enough food to sustain the fact that they are eating twice as much. Oh my goodness. I am really bad at this game, guys. This game, though, is incredibly addicting. If you have not played it, you need to. Go look it up on Steam right now. I'm not sponsored, but I did get the game for free from the developer. However, if you look at my other videos, I'm completely honest about how I feel about these games. This game is a 10 out of 10 amazing game. I love it. This game looks like it's going actually pretty darn good, and there's a reason for that. I've learned a lot to this point. I'm definitely struggling to maintain control of all of these darn animals, but I'm getting a lot better at actually playing the game itself. So if you notice, I'm at 36 out of 40 cards. I'm trying my best to stay within that limit, but honestly, it's probably not going to happen. I'm at 37 out of 40 now, and my characters are starting to starve, and I don't have very much food left. And at this point, I am looking around trying to figure out what I'm going to do, because I have gotten this far and I don't want to lose it. And without food, I'm in a little bit of a pickle. And then the best thing ever happens. The goblin spawned. And I do end up beating it. I had to use 2 squires to attack this guy because he had too much damage. So I'm kind of stuck here. There's not a whole lot more that I can do, and I'm almost done with this run. And I'm praying I can last, because now I'm over the card cap. I don't have any food. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do here. So, I do the only thing I can do. I end the run. Taking what I learned from the last one, this one does get a little bit farther. I'm doing really well on this run. I have 2 squires. Both of them have bone swords, so they hit pretty freaking hard, and they also have a decent amount of HP, which allows me to be able to fight these goblins when they spawn. So when this goblin does spawn, I do end up fighting it with my squire. This guy is a 5-3 and I take him out, thanks to that bone sword. Then a wolf comes calling, so I go ahead and add a wolf to my menagerie of creatures. And now, time for the last goblin. This guy is a 7-10. So it requires me to attack with both squires and my wolf. And I win. And that is the first level completely completed. Oh, wow, that was fun. If you would like to see more of this, get this video to at least 10 likes and 4 comments. If I get 10 likes and 4 comments, I will do a part 2. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.